Have you ever gone on a trip somewhere far away and forgotten to adjust the clock on your camera? Now your images all have the wrong timestamp? Or worse yet, have you ever photographed anything with two different cameras where the clocks weren't synced, and now when you try and sort the images by time, they're all out of order? Not to worry. I'm Darlene with Digital Photo Mentor, and in this video, I'll show you how to fix that problem quickly and easily in Lightroom Classic. You'll learn how to edit the capture time so that your images sort correctly regardless of the timestamp when they were taken. So if you're ready to fix this nagging problem, let's get started. Okay, here we are in Lightroom. There's 5 steps that you need to follow to correct this problem of the timestamp. First thing you need to do is sort your images if you've used different cameras. I'm using my RAW files that I took in Cuba in 2023. So to start sorting, activate the filter at the top. Just use the # key when you're in the library module and you'll see this menu bar show up. Then go to the Metadata tab, and if it isn't already showing, adjust the first sort parameter to camera. You can see that I used 2 cameras for this particular trip, my X-T3 and my X100F, both Fuji cameras. Now, make sure you're seeing only one camera first. I'm going to start with the X-T3. Then label them so that you can easily recognize which ones they are. I do that just so that I'm making sure that I'm getting everything right. Do a select all, which is Command or Control A on your keyboard. And then I usually assign them with a color label, in this case, green. Just press 8 on your keyboard to assign that color. You could choose a different one if you want. Just press 6, 7, 8, or 9 to assign one of the colors. I chose green for these. That's number 8 on your keyboard. Then switch to the other camera and do select all again and label them with a different color. I chose to make these ones yellow. The keyboard shortcut for that is 7. If you'd like to get a copy of my free Lightroom Classic keyboard shortcuts cheat sheet, I'll put a link to it in the description area below for you. It's a free download. Now let's move on to step 2. For this one, you need to figure out what is the correct time and how much the images are out for each camera. It may be hours if you've traveled across different time zones, or minutes if for some reason the clock in your camera has been set incorrectly. So first, find the date they were taken, use the metadata panel, and the shortest way to find it easily is to choose Quick Describe from the pull-down menu. You'll see the capture date and time here. According to this, it was February 17th, 2023. Now just go to the following website, timeanddate.com. There's a link to this one in the description area below for you as well. Next, just enter the place that you were visiting or your own city if they were taken at home. And then you have to set the date. So remember, I just looked it up. It was February 2023. So set the month and year and click go. Then I just need to find the date, the 17th here, and I can see the sunrise time and the sunset time. I know that I took some of my photos at sunset, so I'm going to try and match them up with this time here, 6:26. So by having that information, I went back to review my images to figure out how much they were out of sync. For example, I found some sunset images here. You can literally see the sun at the horizon. So I know that this should be very close to the sunset time indicated on the website. As a reminder, it was 6:26 p.m. If we look over here at the metadata, it shows that the camera thinks it was taken at 4:22. So that tells me it's out by 2 hours. I went ahead and did the same for the other camera, and I determined that that one was only out by 1 hour. So I need to adjust them separately. That's why I labeled them independently. So step 3, 4, and 5 will be repeated for each camera. The first thing you need to do for step 3 is to show just one camera's images. So click the camera here under the filter bar at the top. And now it's only showing images taken with my X-T3. Step 4, this is where the magic happens. Once again, select all, Command or Control A, then go up to the Metadata menu under the Lightroom bar and choose Edit Capture Time. Once you see this pop-up box appear, you have 3 choices of how to edit the capture time of all the images. First, you can just shift to a specific date and time. In this case, the first image showing was taken at 4:50, and I know that my X-T3 is out by 1 hour, so all I need to do is change that to a 5. It will adjust all the other images selected accordingly based on this time. The second option is shift by a certain number of hours. This is the easiest one to use if you've traveled and changed time zones and just forgotten to change the clock in your camera. In this case, I'm going to go +1. Now you can see the original time is 4:50 and the new time after I hit change will be 5:50. So 1 hour forward, and that will be correct. The last one is not going to do what you need it and is not applicable in this case. I never use this one. Honestly, I usually use shift by set number of hours. When you're traveling, that's most often the case. However, if your camera's out by several minutes though, and it's not syncing with another camera that had the correct time, as an example, you might only need to shift this one by 5 minutes. So you could then just change the minutes. This is more important if you've photographed an event of some kind where sorting the images by time is more important. Then you can also rename them sequentially and have it match with the timestamps. So for these images, I'm going to choose +1 to move it 1 hour forward. You'll notice it says this operation cannot be undone. However, you can always come back here and just change it to -1, so you kind of can correct it. I always find that warning to be slightly odd because you can always come back and do the same process again. All right, let's hit change all and see what happens. See how quickly that happened? Now, if we want to double check, all I have to do is click on one of the images. This time you need to see more EXIF data, so let's do that. Now you can see 2 things. The date and time it was digitized, meaning that was the time you took it and the camera stamped it, and the date time of the original, which is now the adjusted time. And you can see it has indeed moved forward an hour. Step 5 is rinse and repeat. Now let's do the other camera. So X100F, select all, and edit capture time. I determined this one needs to be put forward 2 hours, so I'm going to do that and make the change. Coming back to the sunset image again, you can see that indeed the time has now moved 2 hours forward. The significance of this comes into play when you view all your images. So the final step is to show everything. I can just turn off the filter now to make sure they're sorted by time, show the bottom toolbar, and sort by capture time. Now you can see they are in the correct order. And if I switched back and forth from one camera to the other, they would be interspersed. Don't go anywhere yet. I've got a bonus tip for you if you stick around to the end. But first, I want to quickly tell you about my Lightroom for Photographers course. If you would enjoy this tutorial and learn something, and you like my teaching style, check out the Lightroom course. I think you'd find a lot of value in that as well. You get a set of my raw images to follow along with the lessons, and step-by-step tutorials to learn everything you need to know about Lightroom Classic. I've been using Lightroom for almost 20 years, and I have over 260,000 images in my catalog. So I'm confident you would get a lot out of this course. Now, let's go back and get the bonus tip. The last step that I recommend is to select all the images once more. Now I recommend removing the color flags. To do that, you can simply press any of the numbers 6 through 9 twice. Once will change them all to that color. In this case, I hit number 6 for red, And then once they are all changed to red, just press it again, the same number that you just did, and it will remove the color labels. The reason that I recommend doing this is that you can then use the color labels for other things. For example, I use yellow to mark any bracketed images that I've done for either HDR or panoramic merging. Then I use red to mark the finished merged images, both HDR and pano. As a final bonus tip, you can make a smart collection of those images as well, using flags, ratings, and colors. Let me show you my smart collections. Here's my HDR collection. I've created it as a smart collection, which means that it auto updates when it matches the parameters that I set. Let's take a look. When you create your smart collection, you can give it a name. Then you can set the various criteria that need to be met for images to be added to this collection. You can see that here I've chosen file type as digital negative because when an image is merged to HDR, that's the format that Lightroom creates. It also adds HDR to the file name, so that's the second criteria. Then I've also added 3 stars and only images that are flagged as a pic. So any images that match all of those things have been added to this collection, and there are 63 of them. You can see that they all have 3 or more stars. They also have the red rating. I could have done that as well. And they all say HDR in the file name as well as being a DNG file. I did a similar collection for panorama merged images minus the 3 stars because I didn't have as many of them. So the criteria here is the same minus the star rating. Now, anytime I create a new HDR or panoramic image that meet these criteria, it'll be added to one of the smart collections. In some cases, both. This one is an HDR pano, so it is in both collections. So my bonus tip for you is think about how can you use colored ratings, number ratings, and smart collections to really dial in to find the images you're looking for. So let me ask you this. Have you ever made the same mistake I did and forgotten to set your clock in your camera when you traveled? When you're going across time zones, then it really matters. And of course, if you're using more than one camera, it becomes a complicated mess if they're different. So was this tip useful? Will you be using it to correct the timestamp on your images? Let me know in the comment area below. And while you're there, please give the video a thumbs up and remember to share it with your photography friends if you think they'll find it valuable as well. Remember to check out my Lightroom for Photographers course, link below. And if you'd like to watch another video here on YouTube, click one on the screen now. Until next time, keep working on your photos and I'll see you soon.